Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have two Irish blended whiskeys. Now, every day that goes by, it's going to be later and later to get daily. Now, we're going to have shorter and shorter days until December. So eventually we'll have to go back to turning on the lamps and I won't be able to let the natural light come in because it won't be around at this time. I'm going to moisturize this cork. It has a real cork. This is Teeling, small batch. Introduced, it says 1782. Yes, since 1782. Well, not really. There was a Teeling Distillery back in 1782. But if you read their website, it went out of business a long time ago. There's a phoenix rising from the ashes. So what happened was Teeling was nothing but a memory. And then some of the descendants, family members, you could read all that. I'll put the link below. Brought it back in 2012. They didn't even have a distillery, so they had the contract, distill it, have it made under contract. And then in 2014, they started, the new Teeling Distillery started its operations, okay? No age statement that I could tell. Didn't say anything on the website. It says aged in ex-bourbon barrels and then finished in ex-Caribbean rum casks. So that gives it an interesting approach. Teeling Whiskey Company, Newmarket, Dublin, Ireland. 46 proof, 46% alcohol. Sorry, 92 proof. I wouldn't imagine I could get it confused with the competitors. A very dark brown bottle. It looks black, but it's not. But it's very dark brown. Teeling whiskey, small batch. And I have about 40% of the bottle left, and I got a great deal on this. Mathern's had this for $14.99. I don't know why. There's definitely not $14.99. And if you notice, if it'll focus, this is real cork. Getting tired with that hand. It's not plastic or anything. That's not letting me focus. Okay, gotta get the correct glass. Okay, so I think I will be able to even my record up at 2-2 after this, because I can't imagine getting this product confused with Ide Stills. Now I paid more for Ide Stills, but then let's remember I paid the regular price for this. $17.99. Now it's up to $19.99 at Total Wine and More. And it is made for Total Wine and More. It is produced in Ireland by somebody. We don't know who. I don't think you'd ever be able to find out. Although it definitely looks like Kilbeggan bottle. If you look at Kilbeggan, other stuff from Kilbeggan is like identical bottles. So it gives me the thought that that's who's making it. But that doesn't matter. You know, we can't worry about it. It's procured by a company called Alexander Murray and Company Group. They procure it for Total Wine and More. So if you look on the website, it says, where can I find Ide Stills? It says you can buy it at Total Wine and More. So it was made for their stores only. And you say, oh, not another private label. Yes, those are very common these days. Oh, I got to add something to Teeling. It's also which they say makes it taste better. Most whiskey is chill filtered. It's a speedy way of it that was developed by George Dickel Company back in Dickel. If you look on the Dickel website, they brag about chill filter. Pioneered it. and then they talk about why it's so good to do that. Now the counterpoint, that other faction is people say no, non-chill filtering is better. So they go back and forth. The two factions talking about how each side is wrong and all of that. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I tasted chill filtered and non-chill filtered whiskeys, and they all. I don't honestly, I don't difference, but you might say, well, who made you an expert? Oh, no one did. I don't claim to be one. I claim a lot of different stuff. That is a fact. I do taste a lot of different stuff. You know, no, I mean, but I never said I was an expert. Now, some people they like to talk about how they're an expert. I'm an expert. I'm an expert. I have a certificate. I went through training. Do I take offense to that? No. Mm-mm. Why would I take offense to that? I don't have jealousy of these people. And I think they do a good job. That's why I'm subscribed to their channel. It's the attitude that would make the difference. If you had an attitude problem, then that could be a problem. And one of those guys does seem to have a little bit on his shoulder. Rich roasted caramel and toffee character of malted barley, and then they use grain whiskey. The grain whiskey is like the base, it's just like the body. It's not going to have a lot of flavor. Have some, but not too much. This has won many awards, like at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition. Ide Stills, don't know where the name from. This goes way back to 2023. Oak barrel aged, which is the case for every other Irish whiskey in the world. They give you some cocktail ideas: an Irish old fashioned, an Irish emerald, and an Irish blonde. And there's a case. Mm-hmm. All right. So there you go. And they say it's aged up to 5 years. Up to 5 years, meaning we know it's not older than 5 years old. But each batch, is subject to change. I guess that's why they use that kind of terminology. They're just giving a general age. Let me go back to this. Non-chill filtered. Does it have coloring added? Well, they don't talk about the coloring. They didn't say anything about we don't add coloring. This one is very pale, like straw, and I believe Teeling is very pale. This one's got some amber honey to it, and that must be the Ide Stills. So let's mix it up again. Should have looked at it before I stood up. Not that it's going to matter, because I cannot imagine I'm going to confuse an 80 proof with a 92 proof. 40% alcohol versus 46. I can't see that. Now the aging, I could be around the same. You see, 5 years, about 5 years. That's probably close. So oak barrels, ex-bourbon oak specifically, and then finishing it in rum cask, ex-Caribbean rum cask. Could that? Oh, sorry, Central American rum cask. Could be like Zapaca rum or something from Guatemala. Or Panama Red from Panama. Could that make a difference? I guess it would probably make some difference. Fruity. First thing I encountered was like apples, red apples. Isn't that amazing? Don't know why that hit me in the nose, but it was like red apples. And then underlying grain, just cereal grain, nothing too spectacular there or remarkable. Got my leg cocked up like this because I cut it real bad. Well, I didn't cut it. Something cut it. It fell on me and cut it real bad on Monday. So I've got to let it heal up. So I figure it's good to elevate it. This smells lighter. Hear what I'm saying? It smells lighter. You say, how can a whiskey smell lighter? I don't know. It just smells like it's a lighter bodied product, like it would be a lighter bodied product, something like that. And maybe with a lighter appearance, meaning Teeling, but I don't know. Okay, so it's a taste challenge, and I really need to taste them because at this point, on aroma, I can't figure it out. If I looked at them, yeah, I'd know the answer, but I'm not going to cheat. Okay, haha. There's a lot of honey here and bread crust. Really? Yeah, it's like clover honey. Huh. It's kind of a strong flavor. Some people don't like it. And bread crust. I don't know about brown bread crust, but bread crust. Huh. Well, it's a little rough around the edges. Must be that Ide Stills because I remember that one to be a little rough around the edges. Nothing bad, and it's enjoyable, really. It just goes to show you can get a private label, which, like I've already said, is very common. I don't know about in the Irish whiskey world. And I don't, Scotch, yeah. Bourbon or American blended whiskey, definitely. Irish whiskey, there might be Kavanaugh. I think Kavanaugh is a private label for Total Wine and More, but and that comes from Teeling. I was saying Kilbeggan. And it just stops and then it runs fine. I was saying Kilbeggan, but actually I think I was meaning Teeling. I think those bottles, I think I tracked it down that it was contract from Teeling. So could I be doing two Teeling products right now? Yes. One acknowledged, one they would not acknowledge it. They're just going to say, look, we don't get into all of that. Just drink it. It's from Alexander Murray and Company. Alexander Murray Company is the owner of the trademark. Mm-hmm. But they don't make any whiskey, do they? They only procure it. They buy and sell it. It's like Pabst Brewing Company. Pabst does not make beer. They get somebody to make the beer for them and sell it under their name. They sell it under their name. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Honey, and it seems to have more power. More power. The power underneath despair. Okay. Less power. More power. Is the Teeling really better? It's possibly better. I think the price right now is about $38. We can check on Total Wine, but I'm gonna say Teeling for the no. I don't think I'm ready to say it. Teeling for the win. Medium body, a little heavier bodied, mostly dry finish for both. I think it's sort of a tie. Silly Orange says, now you look like John Bolton with the mustache. Cheers, John Bolton. Cheers back to you. Somebody was telling me at work, you look like Hitler. I said, you must be unfamiliar with his appearance. And then the way she said it was bizarre, like, oh, you look really good. You look like a German. And I was like, what? I didn't know what she was talking about. Although most of my family did come from Germany. You know, talking about the 1800s. Like, but she said, like that German guy, Hitler. Oh, you look so nice. And I was thinking, I don't think too many people use that kind of combination. But this lady, I don't think knows anything about history or government, or I think in her mind that's just he was just a famous leader. She wouldn't know if he was good or bad, and would know nothing about him. And if you said Germany, that's the first and only leader she would know of. Donald Trump, former, John Bolton. Yeah, I think he was part of that imperialist neoconservative crew. All right. And I never could understand why he was surrounding himself with these kind of people. I was like, why are you picking these people? They're not going to work for you. They're going to work to undermine you, which is what they did. Like some of his appointees were unreal. I was like, this guy is not going to. He's not going to support your policies. He doesn't even agree with your policies. You're talking about we need to get out of NATO, which he dropped that in about a week. But that was interesting. That's what helped get him elected. We need to start pulling out of these foreign entanglements. He was saying adopt a policy of neutrality in world conflicts. All good points that helped him get elected. But then he starts surrounding himself with these people that would never support that idea. People like Bob Barr and all. And I'm thinking, he should have me on his team, giving him advice. Like, we need to screen these people. If they, they don't have the same philosophy. It doesn't make any sense. Former security advisor for Donald. Yeah. Stay in NATO. No, don't stay in NATO. Dissolve NATO. Eliminate it. Or just let it keep rolling. Just get out of it. Say you do what you want. Defend yourself. Don't defend yourself. Doesn't matter to us. But best wishes. No hard feelings. America is going to become America again, not Great Britain Junior. But that's, a different philosophy. A lot of Americans support the being Great Britain Junior, the junior partner of Great Britain since, since at least, really, you could say since the Monroe Doctrine in what was it, 1824? But definitely since the open door policy of 1900, which was devised by the British Foreign Office, but it was issued under American branding. Same thing with the Monroe Doctrine. It was not developed by John Quincy Adams or James Monroe. It was developed by the British Foreign Office, but they had a reputation for being arch imperialists trying to run the world. So they say, well, America has a better reputation, so you sell it. It's how you frame it. And they said, okay, so then people were like, yeah, this is awesome. And even after the Second World War, they were saying, you take the lead, we'll take the back seat. And you could be the torchbearer of the world project. And of course, we'll come up with all the ideas and do all the management. But you could just do the be the face of the operation, so to speak. All right, now, I think this is the Teeling. Is it better? That's a hard argument to make, honestly. So I got it wrong. So now I'm 1-3. I can't believe I got a 46 versus 40 wrong, but I did. You say that's even stronger proof that it's from Teeling. I know. I think that's true. They might have a common flavor. Oh, over there. Boy, yikes. I'm gonna have to really climb out of this hole. I know I was wrong because when I set the glasses down to answer his question, I put the left to the left and I put the right to the right. I didn't switch them. I just set them over there and there would have been no reason to switch them. I can double check on the Teeling just to make sure because as soon as I pick up that, get the right glass. Yeah, let me just double check. I don't want to waste it because I'm trying to nurse it so I can use it in future taste challenge. I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to nurse it. If you accuse me of nursing these liquors, you're right. So somebody said, all you trying to do is slowly sip these things down. You never blow through it. I would say, well, you got me there because that's what the game plan is. I'm in no rush to drink these things. I'm in no rush to break these, get through these things. One thing, I don't drink alcohol in a rush. I don't. I just slowly go through the brands, beer, wine, liquor. I got dozens and dozens. It could be 100 bottles unopened. I don't think it's 100, but it's getting close. And boy, if we count the bottles that are open, oh my goodness. But I'm in no rush. I'm in no rush. Just take my time, and we're not going to get there because there is no there. You see, if you say, when are you going to get it done? There is no getting it done because there's no goal. You don't achieve anything. It's just tasting things like a little tournament that's unending. It is an open-ended tournament. There's no end to it. I might just decide one day to end it. Say, oh, okay, that's it. I'm not doing it anymore. Fine. Or maybe I'll get ill one day and I can't do it. The doctor said you can't drink anymore. Okay, fine. I'll do soft drinks or whatever. Okay, I don't drink alcohol for the amusement of it. No. You, says Burley Sullivan. All right. Okay, yeah, well, that confirms it. I mean, it really confirms it because when I took this sip of the one to the left, I was like, man, this is really strong bread crust. And I was thinking the bread crust thing going out there, that bread crust was coming from the Ide Stills because I do find it has a strong bread crust flavor, but so does the Teeling. So, well, that's just the way it works out sometimes. Can't win every tournament, but I'd love to. But now, tomorrow, Sunday, I'm going to try to do another one with success this time so I can go back to 2 and 3. And I'm going to bring in the Busker. See, I think I'll get it right because the Busker is kind of bland. I mean, it's good, but it's kind of, ordinary. So I just got to look for the kind of dullness of it. And I think I got it. All right, y'all take care and see you tomorrow morning, God willing.